Hello, my name is Nikki.
Hello, my name is Millie.
Together we are going to make rainbow wrapping paper for Mother's Day.
Today we will need rainbow felt tips and rainbow paint.
And you will need a big roll of white paper and rainbow pencil colours. And you will need, lastly, your hands.
I couldn't have done a better introduction myself. So the first thing that we're going to do, similar to the Valentine's Day wrapping paper video, if you'd already seen it, is measure out some wrapping paper. Well, this is actually plain poster paper. So we're going to cut some plain poster paper out and stick it down to the table. So it's just easy for the children to sort of decorate. So I will move all of this out of the way. We will come to the paints last, and if you are using paints, remember to keep a pot of water next to you and also a cloth as well. So let's get some paper cut out and stuck to the table.
I'm going to write rainbow stamps.
And I am going to use rainbow pencils to write some lovely words down for Mummy.
Oh, this looks really exciting. Shall we get all of these out?
Yeah.
So these are rainbow stamps, is that right, Millie? Yeah. Are these the colours you'd like to use? Okay. So what are you going to do with that? Can I help you? Everywhere yet, Millie?
Do you like this so we can do now?
Okay. There you are. Yeah? We're not supposed to smudge it after that, are we? Cheeky, why don't you try the pink stars?
They go.
And not only over here, this is what happened with the Valentine's.
I know.
Oh, Nikki, that's such a lovely message. Well done, girls, that looks really beautiful, and we haven't even started hand painting yet. So let's put all these colours away, roll your sleeves up and get ready for some messy play now. So we're going to do some painting now, and kids love messy creative play. This wrapping paper isn't just something that's been made by the children, it's also a sentimental piece too. So I'll also be showing you how to make a wrapping paper sleeve out of it so that you can preserve as much of it as possible. The handprints also signify the sort of size of the hands when they were that age. The handwriting shows it was what the handwriting was like at that current time for Mother's Day. So it really is more than just wrapping paper. It really is something quite sentimental. So I hope you enjoy making it with your children. Now it's time to get messy. We're going to start at the top, and this is purely because when you lean over, we don't want all the handprints on your tummies and on your elbows. So we're going to paint some hands, and we're going to start at the top. Millie, what colour would you like to use first?
Pink.
Pink, right. Grab some pink paint. Are you ready? Does that tickle? Alright, there we are. Okay, open your hand up, honey. Good stuff.
That's going to be pink skin.
Right, Nikki, let's go for you as well. I'm going to take your hand just behind Millie over here. Right, Millie, where would you like to stamp that pink handprint?
On the top, Millie.
Oh, wow. You can use that again. Separate your fingers maybe this time and try and do
Millie,
like a
put it
star
at the
shape.
top.
See, spread it around everywhere. We want this to be the most colourful wrapping paper ever.
Do it.
Press it down nicely. Good stuff.
Wow.
Oh wow, Nikki. I remember doing this with you when you were so small. Look how much your hand has grown. Hey! Right, off you go, Mills.
Look, the stamp went on my hand.
Oh yeah, you're right, it did. You've got a diamond blue star on your hand now. Girls, that looks really nice. How did you find that?
Well, really fun, and I really like doing hand painting.
Nice. Did you enjoy that as well, Millie? Look how tiny your hands are. I'm sure if you made this wrapping paper again in 5 years' time, your hands would be so much bigger. You're going to try it again next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I love it. I know Daddy should have been making this with you, so you could have surprised Mummy on Mother's Day. So Daddies, if you are watching this, or Mummies, if you are watching this, then definitely show the Daddies or the aunties or anybody else who can get your children involved in some creative play to make a really nice sentimental sheet of wrapping paper to wrap up some lovely gifts for you for Mother's Day. I hope you've enjoyed the creative element, and I'll be back in a little while once it's dried to show you how you can make a wrapping paper sleeve out of this very paper and then slot your presents into there for Mother's Day. Right. Thank you, girls. You've been very, very helpful, and I love your creative play. Thank you so much.
We hope you have enjoyed it as much as we did. Bye-bye.
Hey all, welcome back. So the piece of paper that the girls had painted on is now dry. I'm just going to peel it off and show you what it looks like. It's really, really pretty actually. Some of the colours have changed slightly, but that just depends on the quality of paint. I accidentally torn that corner there. Just be careful when you're taking it off. And I've torn this corner too. It's okay, the corners will get covered up, so that's not, I'm not too stressed out about that. That one came off nicely. And this one came off nicely too. So I'll show you as much as I can on the screen. There we are. Let me turn it around so you can see the writing. Just a mishmash of a whole load of handprints, hearts, writing, I love you mum, which is so cute. So I'm going to show you how you can make a wrapping paper sleeve out of this and preserve as much of the paper as possible. So the first thing you need to do, now normally we'd measure out how much paper is needed, but I think in this instance, because we want to try and keep as much of it as possible, we're not going to measure it out, and I'm just going to show you how to make the sleeve with the amount of paper that we do have available. So the tape that I use, which is just normal sellotape, has torn 3 out of the 4 corners, but it's fine, the corners will get covered up anyway. So with this wrapping paper, fold it in half and just make sure that the ends meet together. There we go, and just pop a small crease where, and there we go, just pop a small crease. So now the 2 edges that are exposed are going to get stuck together. So the first thing you need to do is create a fold in both of them together. So grab both pieces of paper and just fold it over. Now if you want, you can use a ruler, which is what I'm going to use, just so that I know it's folded straight. You will lose some of the artwork, but it's only a couple of centimetres at the most with the join. There we are. Just fold that down. Don't worry if it doesn't match. As long as it's close enough, that's all that matters. So the one from the bottom sheet is folded in, and the fold from the top sheet needs to be flattened out again and taken in because it was originally on top. There we are. Awesome, still looks nice. Right, I have some double-sided sticky tape. I'm going to do it this way around and attach it as close to the edge as possible along the whole length of the paper. If you have a bulky item that you want to put inside, then you can make a wrapping paper bag out of this as well. It's not got that many joins and folds and creases to ruin the paper. You can still preserve it. But this has got to be one of my favourite ones because it can just be folded up flat again and kept forever. And now bring the other side in. So what I usually tend to do before pushing it down, and it does make it a bit harder because the paint has made the paper a little bit stiff. It doesn't flow as easily as wrapping paper sometimes. Let's just start from the middle and kind of work my way out. And there we go. So you'll see that that's joint up there now. This is what it looks like. It's almost like a tube, and I managed to preserve most of it. And how lucky that the I love you mom has come right into the middle as well. Right, so now we need to seal out both ends. So again, I'm going to use this least amount of paper as possible. Fold it over, and again, it doesn't matter if it's not neat. I'm going to use my ruler again because, like I said, the paper's become a bit stiff after the paint has been applied to it. So I'll just use my ruler as a guideline. So today I'm packing a winter shawl. You can use this type of style, wrapping style, for loads of clothing items. Fold that over. And then just fold the edges in. There we go, just like that. I hope you can see over there on the camera. And as you can see, this is the edge that was cut sort of freehand with scissors, so it's a little bit frayed. Just going to turn that in so we have a nice clean finish. As long as you've got enough left for the width of your double-sided sticky tape, that's all that matters. Just checking. My paper is different sizes at both ends, so just checking that and getting this fold correct. There we go. This is such a fun craft to do with children, and the sort of handprints can be used for any occasion, not just for Mother's Day. You can use it for birthdays, Christmas, absolutely anything. So yeah, it's a nice gesture, it's a nice sentimental gesture, I think. Right, there we are. Edges are all nicely neatened. So I'm just going to show you in the camera what that looks like. That's what it looks like now. And I'm going to grab the double-sided sticky tape and apply it as close to the edge as possible and along the whole length as well. If there is a certain size gift that you have, what you can do is measure the paper out beforehand, before you started painting it. In this case, we didn't measure it, we just took a sheet of paper and just started stamping away on it. Perfect. Fold it in. Nice clean finish without taking up too much of the design. I'm going to do the same for the other side. I'm not going to stick it down, I'm just going to prepare it this time. Right. There's not much artwork at the top, so I have a little bit more room to play with, unlike the bottom. So I'm just going to fold over a bigger amount. I've taken over about 1 inch or so. It just gives me a bit more flexibility when closing it. Fold that over, get that crease in. Fold the edges. You might be asking, why am I preparing the closure without a gift inside? The reason is because it's so much more difficult to create folds and creases when an item is in there. If you do it beforehand, then the paper's already molded into that position. It just makes it so much easier to seal up. Yeah, so that's pretty much why I have prepared all this. From now on, I'm even going to stick the tape on. I'm just not going to peel it off. Just double check that that's exactly how I want it. Yes, it is. Put the tape across it too. Now you might be wondering, well, how is somebody going to open it if there is tape across the entire length? What I suggest you do is either carefully peel it off if you use double-sided sticky tape, or even if you use normal sellotape, carefully peel it off, and you can still preserve most of the paper. If not, and if you're really careful, then just take a small knife and sort of slice along the top, similar to how people open letters. I'm a slicer. My husband rips them open, but I just prefer to grab a knife, a letter opener, and just kind of take it along the crease at the top. I've just applied small tape to the inside as well, and that's just so it's easier to fold all this over once the item's in. So here's the shawl. It's not actually that big, and what I'm going to do is, instead of having it in thirds, I'll fold it over once, so because there's a lot of space. Slide this in. There we go. That tape that I popped on the inside, now's the time to peel it away. So peel that away, pull the two ends so it's nice and taut, and then just push down. That means it's all in the right place already. Right, the next thing is to seal it up. And the process is so much easier because it was all prepared in advance, so it doesn't matter what's inside. Peel the tape off. And turn it in like that. Oh, there we go. Beautiful, I'm really pleased with that. So there's the gift. I know it's a bit big, but we didn't measure the paper up before deciding what we were going to wrap. That's what it looks like. So the most amount of damage that could be done is Mum could open it up around this side and peel it away really carefully, or again, like I said, with sort of letter opener, just kind of take it along one of the edges. But this is in really good condition to continue to preserve. Now, there's quite a lot on there already, so I wouldn't put a ribbon on it the whole way. It'll take the focus away from what's on there already. What I have done though is I've used some rainbow ribbon, just made a small bow, and it'll be nice to just pop it in the top corner. So I'm going to take some double-sided sticky tape. If you've got a glue dot, that will work better as well. So use a small amount of sticky tape here. And just push that down into a space. There we go. This looks good. Push that down, and there we are. So I know the present's dropped to the bottom. It is just because it's too big. And there we are. So I know it's a little bit big just because we didn't measure how much we needed, but the wrapping paper sleeve is perfect for clothing items that are not the usual shape of being rectangles or cubes, squares. Yeah, odd shaped items, definitely. And finished with a nice little rainbow ribbon bow. If you do try this at home, please do tag us in all of your remakes. I cannot wait to see what you create. I hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, take care.